If you tell the truth in your communications, you avoid a lot of the complications that business has found itself in today.
The First Amendment is overlooked by a lot of people. Understanding the First Amendment is a critical thing.
The real things that make a leader effective are awareness, attitude, and authenticity. You got to be real.
Pick something in the industry that you have a passion for. Use any way you can to get involved in it. All the tools are being supplied to you by this great university.
Over the past decade, the Penn State College of Communications has transitioned from being a very good program to one of the finest in the country. How has this phenomenal progress been made? Well, certainly it begins with great faculty members, splendid students, and cutting-edge programs. We have received exceptionally strong support from Penn State's President Graham Spanier and Executive Vice President and Provost Rod Erickson, and the loyalty of our 17,000 plus alumni is second to none. Beyond that, we have been blessed with the extraordinary support, vision, and friendship of 4 couples: Don and Virginia Davis, Larry and Ellen Foster, Don and Vivienne Bellisario, and John and Ann Culrey.
I worked on the Daily Collegian for 3 years, and then I became managing editor of the Daily Collegian. And of course, my other major experience was meeting Ellen.
I was down to where I couldn't make it, and I needed $600. And I went to the student loan and literally threw myself down and begged them. I've got 2 kids. I need this $600 and I'll pay it back. And I stiffed them. I never paid it back.
I always stayed in touch with the people from Penn State. So when I decided I wanted to teach, I decided that Penn State made the most sense if it worked both ways.
My dad taught there, taught in the journalism department. And of course, the collegian experience was huge. After the paper was printed and we had copies of it, still warm from the press, we go to the all-college diner and have a cup of coffee and a hamburger and look for the stories we'd written, and that is a vivid thing in my mind.
Over the past decade, these 4 couples have contributed to the college or raised funds directly on its behalf totaling $13.5 million, a transformational amount that has enabled the college to make astronomical leaps.
The demands on the assets of the university and the budget are great. The extra things largely come from the alumni who are willing to make major gifts.
I was very pleased to be selected in 1999 as the first holder of the Larry and Ellen Foster Chair. They are making a contribution to another generation of journalists, public relations folks, and film and video that we teach in the College of Communications. Endowments enable the college to broaden its offerings to the students.
Larry and Ellen's gift made the Page Center possible. It wouldn't have existed otherwise. There's absolutely no question that a sizable number of Penn State and college students have benefited from the generosity of the Fosters. I'm sure there's many students out there who would not have been able to attend Penn State or would have found it very difficult to attend Penn State without the support of the Fosters and the many other people like them.
I write for the Daily Collegian. I tried out last fall whenever I was a freshman, so I made it onto the staff. I'm on the art staff. I have to say that I really appreciate the help that the Fosters have given me to get me through Penn State and to give me this opportunity to be at such a great school.
The Don Davis Professor of Ethics is a new position that allows us to spread the good word on academic integrity. The kind of communications we teach become the lifeblood of our political system. And as a consequence, it's got to be done well. It's got to be done responsibly.
This whole idea of a professorship in ethics, the impact I thought it would have not only on the communications college, but hopefully to spread to other parts of the university. I just thought it would be a great idea.
Without a doubt, the donors have a significant impact on the students. The Ad Club, for example, is supported by Donald W. Davis. That money allows our students to spend more time working on their projects.
I'm very grateful. Scholarships are obviously very helpful to students because of rising costs, like tuition and books and the cost of living. Everything keeps going up, so everything helps. I probably wouldn't be able to get through college without financial aid, and scholarships definitely play a large part in that.
Receiving the Donald P. Bellisario Scholarship, what it's been able to do is really take the stress off of worrying about where the money's going to come from, and I can focus on studying. I'm a Staff Sergeant Select in the U.S. Air Force, and the second time that I received this scholarship, I got a letter back after I had sent my thank you letter. It was something that connected me with Mr. Bellisario because we were talking about how he's a pilot and that me being a member of the Air Force, how he could relate to that, and he understood what I've gone through and what I'm doing, and it made it really special.
I think the reputation of the college in terms of film and video rides on the work that the students do. So when the students have a chance to get support from alumni, it means the quality of the work is able to increase. The only time that I get angry and lose my temper in this job and take it home is when I see when a kid writes me a note and says, I just can't finish. My parents don't have the money. I may be holding down 2 or 3 jobs. I just can't finish. I don't have enough money for the film. And I know how hard they've worked on it and what a special piece of filmmaking that is. That's what breaks your heart. And it's the kindness of alumni like Don that allow it to really work as a film program.
There were a number of students that clearly had outstanding records and had achieved at a high level at their high schools, and they were taking a very serious look at Penn State, and I could see the excitement in their eyes. But I would also know at the same time that ultimately they were going to drive home with their parents and they were going to have that discussion at the kitchen table when they break out the calculator and crunch the numbers. That can often make the difference between a student coming here and not coming here. So that's how important it is.
As the John and Ann Culrey Professor of First Amendment Studies, I teach a wide range of First Amendment-based classes. The funding for the Pennsylvania Center for the First Amendment has always been private support, and that's really crucial for our existence here in terms of allowing us and facilitating our ability to create research, to talk to members of the public, and to reach out to a large audience.
Since I'm from Maryland, I could have actually gone to University of Maryland for a fraction of the cost that it is here. And for me, scholarship money is a blessing. With Mr. Curley's support and being able to give me this scholarship money, I've been able to stay here and continue my education of what I think could be a very bright career.
From bricks and mortar to programs to the support of people, these gifts have benefited literally all our students, faculty, and staff, as well as our professional constituents. They have enabled us to stretch ourselves beyond virtually all mass communication programs in the nation, and through their accomplishments and their generosity, they have, in large part, made us what we are today. They embody what Penn State is all about: stability, substance, loyalty, civility, and character.
Ann and I support the college and the university because we think the college is extremely well run and the university is a leading force in American education. I think the most important thing probably is scholarships, because Penn State and public institutions generally never had enough money to give it to students who were in need.
There's a lot of kids here that a little scholarship money will go a long way towards helping. I've received letters, and many of them are very moving. When you read that some young man or woman says, I was going to have to drop out of school, I wasn't going to make it. Well, I know what that's like, because I was there, and I'm very proud and glad that I could afford to do this.
I know when you make a major gift, it increases my interest in what's going on. It's not a thing where you give something and say, wow, that's over. I've done my bit. It doesn't work that way.
You know, we all like to feel that we can make a difference. And so as you watch these programs grow, there's a great deal of gratification there. In our case, we like to focus on a program and watch it grow rather than give and just walk away from it.
That's the wonderful part of it.
This clearly is a college on the move, thanks in large measure to the prominent roles played by these 4 lions and to the broad-based private support of many others. We are counting on that support to propel us to the loftier teaching, research, and outreach levels to which we aspire and to which we will ascend.